What's up? Don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Dreams. I'm Young Text YouTube and Dreams. Young Text on YouTube, Young Text on Twitch. And join the Dreams Amino if you have the Amino app. Just type in Dreams Ps4 on there. Check my channel playlist for individual tutorials on logic, sculpting, animation, music, and more if you guys need help. So this is how you get both your transform state and regular character to share health bars. Pull out a teleporter and a health manager. Click this, press L1 and square, and then click this, and then drag it to the side of the health manager, and then this should appear. Put that in there. Have it look for a tag. I named it HP. Put this tag inside of your transform state and also your normal character. Name the tag. Put it near the center of the character. I recommend putting it inside the character. This will make it to where the health bar follows your transform state and the normal character, making it to where they share health bars. So with your normal character, you want to do the same thing. You want to make a tag, same name, and put it inside of your character. Try not to move the axes. If you do move the axes, you should be fine no matter what though. But try not to. Have this on. So that would be the hardest part to figure out how to do. And that's the way that I'm doing it. And to test this all out, if we move to the side here, not losing health, transform, go back, same health bar. Pretty cool. So this is how you would do that. Next what you want to do, if you want to do the transforming thing, control sensor, make it to where if you get punched, pull out an on-off switch, go to this section of the control sensor, make it to where the on switch turns this on whenever you get punched. And you do that most likely with a keyframe during the animation of the punch whenever it connects. If you want to check out my attack tutorials and stuff, you can. My fighting game tutorial, that'll be how you do this. And my combos tutorial, just add this to it. You can also look up my Dragon Ball Z tutorial. It's another Dragon Ball Z tutorial. Let's begin with the transformation. So whatever your button is to transform, mine square, put that into a not gates input. The output, put that into a timeline. So look up a timeline up here. The animate, pull out the timeline, put it right there, and put this output into restart timeline. Press L1 and square, make sure this is on sustain, and put that in here. Put the square button into the power of the timeline. Next, press L1 and X on the timeline. You can also press L1 and circle to remove the menu. And this is what our transformation is. It's an area of effect, a light or an effect that covers the character. So whenever we transition to the character, it's smooth. And there's also an animation for our transformation. That way he gets up off of the ground because this character is more tiny. And this keyframe is no data at all, but this one is on linear. So make sure you do not put this character inside of an emitter until you make this animation to where he gets up off of the ground. So this keyframe is an animation of his limbs and him being lower on the ground. And then this keyframe makes that character raise up because it has no data at all, and the normal position is this. So whenever things have no data, it's like a transition back to the normal way that it was. This keyframe should be, let me just press this. See what this is doing. Okay. We'll get to this here in a second. I think this may have been something that I was doing before, so this might not be needed. But what I thought it was doing was turning off the procedural walk and stuff. Or maybe this guy. No, it's okay, I know what it's doing. Okay, so what it's doing, so like let's say you were to be holding the transform button long enough to where you're like inside of the transformation and you're about to transform, but you release square. What this does is it turns off the NOT gate and then switches this to once, to where the playthrough will play all the way through to where you transform no matter what. So that's what this keyframe is, and it's not on keep changes. Doesn't need to be. This is a camera, so pull out a camera, put it inside of your timeline, put it wherever you want to. You can click on the camera and then click this to easily position it if you want to. And this is the area of effect. You can look up effects, just search effects whenever you're in the Dreamverse. And this effect right here should be the effect that's in front of your character or directly on your character, making a smooth transition. And this emitter is actually emitting our character that we transform into. Make sure he's like directly on the character, sort of like that. And then this will make it to where it's like a transition. What this keyframe is doing, I don't believe I have anything necessarily deleting this character right here. I just have this keyframe on keep changes. And what it's doing, press L1 and square on your character. It's powering that off. And then press L1 and X on your character until you can press L1 and X on, or L1 and square on this microchip. And this keyframe is also powering that off. Make sure this is on keep changes. Then you have your animations for when you're charging. No data in this first keyframe, everything on linear. Press L1 and square, and then click this to put things on transition linear. You want to do that on any part that you see with the line. Make your animations from this one, clone this to where it's like an onion skin. You don't have to redo all the animations. Hold up to stretch this out, hold up to stretch this out, and this out if you need to also. And that would be how you do this, and this is how long the playthrough is. Linear, linear, linear. And check out my Dreams Ps4 fighting game tutorial, combos tutorial, fatality tutorial to add on to this. So what you want to do now is pull out a global game setting gadget and turn off imps. And then with a timer, what you will want to do if you don't want this transformation to be forever, if you're going to use an energy bar, look up a health bar tutorial. That would be how you do an energy bar to make it to where it knocks out of your transformation. What you'll want to do is make this timer however long you want to make it. Then with a keyframe on keep changes, make it to where this turns back on. Press L1 and X until you can press L1 and square on this. And this turns back on. Timer finished. And then what you want to do is make it to where this is destroyed. And you might want to make it to where whenever your character turns back on, he follows. a tag that your transformation has. That way, whenever you transform back, he transforms where, you know, his place is. Or you can use an emitter. The reason I just didn't want to use an emitter, that's why I just powered it off. But in order for you to understand what I'm saying, so that timer should be working. So yeah, you see how he like was all the way over there. So what you'll want to do, also make it to where if you had something turn off the forced possession for your natural state, make sure that keyframe turns it back on. I believe I had something in this timeline turning it off. Yeah, this right here, this keyframe turns off the forced possession for this. It probably doesn't need to, but just in case, that's what it's doing. So make sure this keyframe turns it back on. And what I'm gonna do, maybe this will work. I'll pull out a teleporter. And you can put everything you see inside of a microchip. And then what I'll do, affected objects. Okay, I can't do it like that. So what I'll have to do is pull this out. Make sure this teleporter is not inside of the puppet. Delete this wire. Connect it to the homie. I'm just putting the name of a random tag right now. Do everything that you see me doing. Rewind. And it might have just enough time. Yeah, I got him back. But what we have to do now is figure out why. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I don't think I need that thing to turn off the forced possession of the control sensor. I really don't. And I think that's what's making this happen. Yep, that's what it was. So, this is how you do it. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, all that great stuff, and you'll have to time it to where what you want to do is whenever you're transforming, make it to where you can't move. I didn't do that, so in order to do that, at least during this part right here, I'd say during the whole thing. Either make your control sensor disable, which that would be the easiest way. Actually, don't make it disable. Just press put a keyframe in there like I'm doing. Enlarge it. And then what you want to do is press unwanted square on your character. Turn that down, that down. Even the turn speed you might want to turn down for this. And this down. And maybe even turn up the deceleration. You might even want to turn this up or down all the way. You can mess with that. You can even have that keyframe turn off the puppet interface if you need to. But that should fix that. And if it's still moving, you can just have that puppet turn invisible in the right spot in that timeline, that transformation timeline. Just make sure it's a smooth transition. Check out the health bar tutorial if you need to use a energy ball or an energy bar instead of a timeline for your transformation. So just check out a mana or energy bar tutorial or even an HP tutorial. And essentially what you would do, I mean, you could do it with this right here, sort of. That timer, just make it to where a lot of text player. I'm gonna do this really fast. Press space in here. Change this to whatever color you want to change it to. Take it off of auto fit. Downsize it. Make it as big as you want to make it. Go here. You don't need to press these. Press this. And whatever side you want it to be on. Next, what you want to do is pull out a timeline. And it should be that into the playhead. Might have to be powered on though. That should be where it goes. Then press, do exactly what I'm doing here. Then while this is recording, make that go this way. Downsize this to where it's playing through the whole thing. You'll see a dot, right? The dot at the end, put that like right here. And do everything that you just saw me do. And then you'll have like an energy ball or bar for it. Let's see here. That should be how you do it. I might have connected the wrong one. But that should be how you do it. Alright guys, this is super long. Just ask me if you want to know. Peace out, peace out. It's really late whenever I made this, but it should be a good tutorial nonetheless. Peace.